In this week's weekly drive, we'll be taking the Peterbilt 579 box trailer for a spin.
Junior, senior.
G'day YouTubers, it's Senior here from Junior Senior Gaming, and it's the weekly drive, and voted by you the viewers, we have the Peterbilt 579 box trailer. This was pretty much going to be the winner from the word go, I think. This one got so many votes, straight up, it was like crazy. So, yeah. I was like, from the word go, once I put it up there, and I saw it, I was going, yes, I can see this is definitely going to be winning. But, so today, with the weekly drive, we normally do a sort of a review on a trailer and such, but since this comes with its own trailer, we can't actually do that. So, we'll have to have a look at some more trailers during the week. Now, our drive today will be going from Oxnard all the way down to San Diego. Sandingo is what I like to call it. So, let's get on the road. I'll turn the ignition. There we go. Turn the lights on. And what is it? 9:36 a.m. It's, for some reason it looks like it's darker. I don't know why. Right, there we go. So, let's get on the road, shall we? What are we carrying today? Let's have a look. Cheese. It's like the cheese on the Indian knob? No, not like that. I don't know. It's it's cheese. Anyway, who likes cheese? Yes, not that kind of cheese. Alright, let's take the brake off first before we go anywhere. You dirty, dirty little individuals, I know what you're thinking. Filthy, filthy minded. So, oh, that trailer, I love how this trailer follows behind, eh? It is so cool. So cool. And I have to say that you can always tell a good mod by it within the first 5 seconds, because if it's going to drive well, you know that it's going to be good. Okay, so we need to go this way. Now this is the kind of truck I'm going to be driving, something like this, but more of an Australian kind of truck. Probably I reckon it'll be a Japanese thing. Now I'm going to have to... I know that I've been saying this, guys, that I'm going to have to go get myself a job driving a truck. Well, I think it's about time now that I do. So, within the next couple of weeks, I'm hoping I should be able to get something. Otherwise, if I can't, well, I'll just slump it here at home, won't I? And I'll just do YouTube, because that's what I really want to do anyway. So, and you guys know that. But I want to get the experience as well of driving a truck, so I need that. I really, really need that. We made it through. Okay. 22 in a 30 zone. So this is so nice to drive. I cannot get over how nice to drive this is. It is just literally cruising along. It's so nice. Right, let's start talking about some SES news, shall we? Well, there's not been a great deal this week. There's pretty much only been one thing that they have mentioned, and that is the Italia expansion. Now, you know how they said, oh, we've got a leaked video. Well, it wasn't actually leaked, they deliberately put it out. But anyway, so what they've actually done is that was a legit sort of calling out for their new expansion, which was definitely Italy. So for all those people who were guessing it was Czech Republic, or not Czech, sorry, what else were they saying? They were saying something else. Anyway, Czech's in there, what am I talking about? So it's not, it is Italy. It was quite clear it was Italy. I mean, geez, if it wasn't for the flag and the, you know, and all that, then, you know, they gave it away. The colour scheme sort of thing that was going on there. The soccer, you know, the football, sorry, you know. Anyway. But, so what they're actually going to be doing now, this is something that I think is going to be quite interesting for some. What they're doing is they're going to be upgrading. So Milano and cities like that that are around, that are already in Italy. You know how they, I don't know if you remember, but they did have a slight little upgrade earlier, you know, a while ago, and we had like, what was it, you know, like there's a couple of cities that were actually added in there around that area. Well, they're gonna all get an upgrade. Now, where the people who are a bit of a stickler when it comes to DLCs, you're gonna benefit most of all, because you're gonna be getting the cities upgrade. They're gonna be upgraded before, even though you're going, sorry, just concentrating here. They're going to be upgraded even though you don't buy the DLC. You'll still get an upgrade for it, which is really, really cool. One of the things that I think a lot of people will do is they will hold off from buying this, and then all of a sudden when a special comes along, that's when they'll go and buy it. So and it might well be a you know, a smart move. We'll just have to wait and see. What I'll do is I'll definitely purchase it straight away as soon as it comes out, and more than likely that day, or around that day, we will have a look at the actual DLC, and that way you can be the best judge of what it is. Now they've said that there's going to be lots of new sceneries. Yeah, lots of new sceneries in there, guys. So. Watch out for the ambulance. So we're going to be seeing things now. They did say the pennies, and all the tunnels and bridges and stuff that they have around that area. All of those are incorporated in it. So that in itself is going to be quite interesting. They have opened up the view distance. So I think going over the hills of Italy, you're going to see some really nice views, and I love my views in these games. I love looking out the window and seeing that wonderful view, and I think that's what the Italy DLC is going to offer. So that in itself, I think, is going to be well worth it. So it's not going to be as big as a lot of other DLCs, but I think it's going to be, all the detail and information that they put in there is going to be a lot. So that, I think, might be worth it. Now, one last thing is, it is coming later on this year. So, the speculation, and this is just a sheer guess, around November, December, maybe early December, possibly. But guys, that is just sheer speculation. Okay, so the rumor is that we should have New Mexico by then, before then. So just have to wait and see, don't we? Who knows? Who knows? It's just a rumor that New Mexico's coming out before then. If New Mexico could possibly be early next year, who knows? I certainly don't, anyway. But it is interesting what you do hear around the grapevine, and some of the things that, you know, people do actually say. Whether it's true or not is all, you know, just hearsay. So that's pretty much all I can report at the moment is hearsay, which I know it's, and I'll let you know. I'll tell you that it's hearsay, because if it's I don't want to tell you guys, say, oh yeah, it's a fact. This is a fact, and it ends up being bullshit. Oh, that's not good at all. So yeah, definitely hearsay, guys. Now, that's pretty much SCS news-wise. Nothing more. More than likely, they'll update their news straight after I do this this weekly drive, which is generally what happens. Now, I'd like to touch on Car Mechanic Simulator. Now, the guys that have been working in Car Mechanic Simulator, they've been working around the clock, 7 days a week, for 2 weeks now. since the actual game release, trying to get it patched up to speed. Now, I don't know why they didn't just postpone it, one big postpone and say, oh, sorry guys, we won't be able to release it until next month, but they've gone and, you know, done it this way. Anyway, that's fine, that's their choice. Though I believe it has been a little bit damaging to the actual game itself, so not a smart move there for those guys. Now, they have said that what's happened, that with all the updates that they've been doing now, the guys have been working, you know, long hours, you know, they've missed their families and stuff, so they're going to be taking a couple of days off. Well, some of them will be. And then they're coming back. They said that they've got some big, in the next update, they've got some really big things coming along. So, we've received car salons, we've received a racetrack. Now they're talking about achievements. For some reason they couldn't get the achievements going upon release. Who knows why? But now they're actually going to be able to. They're also expanding the parking lot, which that is going to be interesting. So expanding, it says expanding parking. So if that means parking lot, I take it that means parking lot, parking areas for all your cars are going to be expanded. So that in itself is going to be really cool. Something that I thought was very, very, very interesting was they're going to be adding a dyno. Now, for me, that is going to be awesome. You can sit there all day long, pull parts off, tweak it, and do all this other stuff just to get it, you know, put it on the dyno and do a dyno test. And I think what I'm going to have to do is, we saw the first of the mod reviews that I'm going to be doing. Now, I think once that dyno comes out, that's going to be incorporated into the actual mod review, so we can actually do a dyno on it. So that'll be really interesting. Racetracks, I'm hoping that they put racetracks in very soon into the actual mods, because at the moment it's, yeah, some of them that I've been testing aren't working on the racetrack, so hopefully they get that fixed. But it's only early stages for mods, and I've been having a look at how they actually mod in the game, and you know what? It does look a lot easier to mod than what American Trucks and Euro Trucks does. So that may be of interest to some people if you're looking into getting into modeling and modding and doing some mods. Car Mechanic Simulator may be a good place to start, because when you're starting out, you don't want something really hard, because if it's too hard, it's basically you give up. You want something a little bit easier. So have a look at Car Mechanic Simulator 2018, guys, if you think it might be, you know, and then you decide if it's easier or not. So another thing that they're actually talking about as well is a new bonus track, which is going to be interesting. I wonder if it's going to be along the lines of discovering or what. I don't know. Or they're just going to put it in there. Haven't heard a great deal about it, but they are going to be putting in a new bonus track, which is very cool. New modding features will also be added, so that they haven't said what, but it is going to be very interesting as to what they're actually going to do. So I'm hoping they're going to make like something to do with the cars, so that you can make the cars easier, put them in the game easier. Because at the moment, although it's easier to do than it looks easier than American Truck Simulator, because all you're doing is editing text files. You've got PNG files for the cars, and then you just have to make your model, which is you can do it in Blender, you can do it in any program, as long as it exports it to the file that's needed. And I think it's IFT or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but just exporting it to that, and then after that you put it into their program, and then bang, it exports everything for you. So seems relatively, you know, easy, and there is tutorials out there, which I thought was really good. which would make it a lot easier. And making a truck is very vague. A truck, making a truck model and that is very vague in American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator. So it's not the easiest thing to do. Right, well that is pretty much the end of the news, guys, that I do have. There's sort of nothing new on cattle and crops at the moment, and nothing more. Oh yeah, there was that one thing from Farming Simulator which I was going to talk about, which shit. Are you gonna stop, are you, mate, or are you gonna... You're gonna stop, alright, okay. I can't go now because of these traffic. Now everyone's stopping, right, okay. Let's just wait for me, shall we? There was one thing that I found very interesting on Farming Simulator. Now, they were talking about at FarmCon... Oh, job's gonna be late, is it? Oh dear. They were talking about at FarmCon that, being able to smell wood chippings and fresh cut grass and stuff like that. Well, they've actually made it a reality now. So you will be able to smell when you're cutting wood, when you're cutting grass, things like that. It will be a reality. So who knew? That's great. It's sort of adding that fourth dimension to gaming, isn't it? So you're going to have... Imagine if you do virtual reality glasses and goggles, or the whatever they are, you know what I mean. So you're whatever, yeah. So you're driving along, and all of a sudden, you get the smell of outside comes into the actual truck while you're driving along. That in itself would be really, really cool. But one thing that I am concerned about is what puts out the smells. Is it a cartridge, or is it what is it? It has to be something that puts out the smells. So is it some guy in there, this little midget guy sitting in the box that farts and then that makes a smell? Or is it a cartridge like an ink printer cartridge? Or little's known exactly about what does it at this point in time, but I'm sure that in the future there will be more information about it when time comes out, so there'll be other companies making them as well and developing that, and I think it's absolutely great. I really, really would love to see more of those sort of things out. Could you imagine driving in a truck and smelling that diesel smell? Or, you're smelling the actual oil, the grease, or even, the outside, the grass and that outside. I reckon it's going to be very interesting. Whoa. Oh, too hot. Come in too hot there. I started daydreaming about the, driving along and smelling all the smells that you smell. So, yeah, I myself can't wait to see more on that. I expect that it will be very expensive for the product, to be looking at about $1,000, I'd say, more than likely. But once, give it another 5 years, it'll be, going for about $100. You'll be able to pick one up. It's generally how it goes. Thought I slipped a gear then. Alright, turning around here. Just turning, nobody coming. Oh, shit, that was my fault. Yes, I know, I had another crash. I've had two crashes. Jeez, I took that way too wide. I really did. You know what? My driving instructor would have been pissed off with me because I didn't slow right down there. I was actually going a bit too quick around that corner. And By the time I'd actually realised I was going too quick, it was too late. I'd already hit that truck. So, my fault entirely. Look at the skateboarders. I love watching those skateboarders. Alright, so there is our drop just over there. Hoping that we're going to be on time because it looks like we might be a bit late. I'm wondering how late we're going to be. No, we should I'm hoping we're right. I really am. Now, I hope you guys have been enjoying the extra. I did it again. I went wide again. The extra videos I've been doing on Car Mechanic Simulator. I'm really enjoying that game, and I know it's taken me a while to get up to, you know, higher levels, but yeah, I'm not in any rush really. I'm just enjoying the game for what it is, which is that's how games should be played. Now, for those of you that are interested, yeah, thank you, love. I will be doing a video, another video tonight for how to get millions of dollars for Car Mechanic Simulator. It's something really simple. And for those of you, there's probably many of you who have already done it. So, too fast, too fast. Oh, come on. Come on, what's going on? Yeah, some of you, more than likely, that have actually done it already. I'm driving like a dick today, I really am. But for those of you who haven't done it or don't know how to do it, and we'll be discussing how you can do it. So, it's pretty easy. Alright, this is going to be a reverse job. I can see it now. And you know what? I haven't taken a photo yet. Oh, that's no good. Never mind. Alright, let's see if I can back this up. Oh no, see that? The dolly is going to be the biggest problem. Nah, got to straighten it out again. Oops, too far. Right, let's try going forward now. Come on, it's gonna get... Oh, there we go. Got it. Yes. Oh, well. There we go, guys. That was a nice little drive that we did. And, you know... we had an accident, so... I'll tell you what. Maybe I'm not so good at driving these. Maybe I do need to go and get a job and get some more practice. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. That was terrible drive. Right, well, there we go, guys. That is the Peterbilt 579 box trailer. It overall, it's a very, very good truck. It drives really well. It's quite easy to engine malfunction. That's nice. It's quite easy to drive around. Quite easy to pull the trailer. As you saw, not a problem. It's just my stupidity that's caused a lot of that problems today, because I can't drive for shit, as many of you know. But it's still a very, very good and fun truck to drive. If you want the link for it, it is in the description, so make sure you check it out. And yeah, there we go. Well, thank you very much for watching today, guys. If you like this video, then don't forget to punch that like button in the ass. And if this is the first time you've seen Junior Senior Gaming, then make sure you head on over to the Junior Senior Gaming channel on YouTube and check it out. And while you're there, why don't you hit that subscribe button? But until next time, don't forget to keep the shiny side up and the greasy side down, and I'm 1010 on the side. And remember, game on!